All right, we are back here on the podcast. You just heard the trailer for Space Jam: A New Legacy. It's on HBO Max right now for another, I'd say, probably 15 days or so. Joining me today, somebody I broke down the original Space Jam with last summer, our pop culture correspondent, Sam Derosa is here. Sam, how are you?
Good. How are you today?
Doing pretty good. And I got to say, this movie was something.
It was very interesting.
I have to say, though, going in, we knew Space Jam 1 was a cult classic. I had low hopes for this one. I feel like they went even below what I thought it could be.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have the best thoughts going into it. I just thought it was going to be a little bit better, and I was pretty upset by it.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, I want to start out here with diving some odds and ends of this film. So, obviously, we have LeBron James as the lead, and we know he's got some acting ability. If you remember him in the Amy Schumer movie a few years back, he has some ability. So, I think about LeBron did as an actor here.
He's okay. I mean, I feel like he did his job for what it was. I don't think he was bad, and I don't think he was good. I think he was just LeBron James pretending to be LeBron James and, in a multi-universe, not multi-universe, I apologize. I'm so used to our talks on Avengers and Marvel and our animated, into the WB verse or whatever it's called,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was not given much to work with there.
No, he was not even a little bit.
It was disappointing because I know we know LeBron has a little bit of acting chops. He's not he might be a better actor than Jordan based on what we've seen, but he was not given a chance to show it, in my opinion.
No, he had zero chance. They didn't even give him any abilities to show any of his work.
Yeah, I think the other actors in the movie, though, I thought there were some good ones there. So Sonequa Martin Green was good as LeBron's wife, and I have no idea what Don Cheadle was doing in that movie, but he was funny, at least.
He was pretty funny. I really like him. Don't get me wrong. I kind of wanted more of a Danny DeVito. Because he's not like a Danny DeVito. I think he's a great actor. So I don't know. Maybe I was just a little disappointed.
Yeah. So anyway, for those of you who have not seen the movie, I'm going to put the spoiler warning up here in case you want to go log on to HBO Max, go check this out for a couple hours, then come back and listen to us. I'll give you the 60-second version of the plot. It might even take less than this. LeBron and his son are having disagreement because LeBron wants his son to focus on basketball. The youngest son likes to be a video game designer. LeBron goes to WB for a meeting where he is pitched this Warner Brothers server thing and wants to put LeBron in every movie. And Don Cheadle is the algorithm in the thing. LeBron does it. He gets sucked into the server. He has to play the server team in a game of basketball against his son's video game team. And the game is very weird. They win. End of the movie. Is that basically it?
That's literally it. You summed it up. And I believe if we timed that fully, full on official time clock, that was less than 60 seconds.
Yeah, and that movie's 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Which is
always 2 hours long.
I think I didn't understand with this. The Warner Brothers app is the villain of the movie. What are we doing here?
Yeah. And they're trying to promote themselves but make them the villain?
I guess that makes some kind of sense, and it also doesn't, but at the same time, this was such a disjointed thing. I was having total whiplash watching this thing going on and on and on with LeBron basically spending the first hour of the movie basically going through a WB commercial talking about all the properties they have.
Exactly. I mean, the whole thing. I mean, you saw the flying monkeys in the Wizard of Oz. It was anything they can think of, any notable character, they just threw in there. I think Austin Powers was in it too. Did you see that? Or was that just me?
No, Austin Powers is in there. I mean, Porky Pig was Mini-Me at one point.
Yes, I do remember that. But when watching the basketball game, I wasn't even paying attention to them quote unquote playing. Now I always feel maybe, style points, video games now are much different from what I feel you and I grew up playing. So even putting that aside, I didn't understand it at all.
I did not. And I think all the movie use was so weird. And then LeBron spends the first 45 minutes after he goes into the WB app and basically it's a cartoon. I think they didn't have LeBron for all that time. I think it was the cheapest way to get him to be a voice actor. But the stuff with some of those were weird. I mean, like the superhero stuff with Superman and the cartoons. You had LeBron says he's a Hufflepuff, which I don't buy at all. Do you think he's a Hufflepuff?
You know what? Actually, I feel like they got that pretty spot on. I feel like LeBron would be a Hufflepuff.
He doesn't strike me as one though, especially his movie version of the character, because he's like not. Because I feel like if it was a Hufflepuff, like he would be like, "Okay, son, you can do whatever you feel like."
Yeah, I guess so. So he had more of Slytherin vibes, and then he became like the good Slytherin towards the end.
Yeah, I feel like he's on that Gryffindor Slytherin line, like Harry Potter was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also agree.
Yeah, so we have this going on. He basically finds out that all the Looney Tunes got placed in other properties in the app, and then they get reunited as a team. And did any of these things get your interest at all? Or were you sort of yada-yadaing it like on your phone while this is going on?
Honestly, I watched it. Like, I tried my best not to skip through because I'm like, okay, maybe there's going to be something notable and quote-worthy or something funny. Not even a little bit. I was just like, why? I mean, it was interesting to have Speedy Gonzalez this time around, I guess. I was like, oh, look, it's Speedy. But other than that, I was just like, okay. Like, and next. And I didn't understand the grandma at all. I don't know why Daffy was a coach. Like, all these things, there were just like so many things where, and I paid attention. Like, I had I used all of my attention to watch this movie. And I still feel like I don't understand like half of the stuff that happened.
Yeah, I definitely don't understand a lot of it either. Like, at one point also, like, we have this thing where, like, and Cheadle's character, his name is Algae Rhythm, which is a very, very clever pun for, like, 5-year-olds. But at the same time, I'm sitting here, I'm like, these references they're trying to show in the WB app, like, what, like, 7-year-old kid's going to say, I want to go watch Casablanca, Dad?
Yeah, exactly. Or even The Matrix. Like, these kids can't watch, I feel like, we used to watch, kids watch now are a little different, but, like, who's gonna, like, what, like, 5-year-olds gonna go watch The Matrix? Also, I really don't think they should be watching The Matrix.
I mean, I don't even know if I want to watch The Matrix sometimes. It gets scary.
Yeah. Also, like, the whole, like, this world's not real kind of deal.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. And I also thought, unlike the first one, the usage of the NBA and WNBA players, I thought was very, very weird. I did not like what they did with them.
Like, I liked in the first one, like, they stole their power. Like, it kind of made sense. And I understand you can't have, the same thing twice, like, because it's, it's getting it to, like, oh, this one's just like the original, or blah, blah, blah. But why a spider? Why a snake? Like, it doesn't have to be, because they weren't, like, villains. I know there's the Goon Squad, but, like, they could have been, like, something cooler at least.
Yeah, like some of these made no sense. Like Wet Fire for Klay Thompson. I was like trying to figure out what exactly he was. The Anthony Davis one, I had no idea what they were trying to do with him. Diana Taurasi was the snake, I get because they're a nickname, but again, like it was all just a bunch of CGI garbage.
Yeah, no, I think that they're using an excuse to show them what they can edit.
Yeah, the only one I liked was Dame Time because that one at least was clever. But then again, he's such a game breaker. They couldn't even put him on the court because it would have ruined the whole plot of the movie, whatever plot there was.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I did think, though, the bit where Granny finds the one to stop Dame Time also made literally the least sense of anything in this movie.
Yeah, I know. I still didn't like that. I had a hard time even, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, ugh, it just makes me mad.
Yeah, so what did you think of the actual basketball game? What portion of basketball we saw? Because this is a far different experience than we got in the original Space Jam.
I mean, personally, it's not for me. Maybe for kids out there, because this is, then again, I go back to think, like, this movie was made for kids.
Yeah.
So, like, this movie wasn't made for you and I. But I guess, like, it was kind of cool. Like, there were, it was, like, made for younger kids. And for me, I didn't like it. But maybe for what the target audience was, it was great. I will have to go ask, my younger cousins and stuff. But for me, it's a solid no. I did not enjoy the basketball.
Yeah, the basketball was like, it was so hard to track because they based it off of LeBron's son's video game. And it's like, it's not even like, oh, like LeBron's in the movie trying to coach his tunes. Like, oh, fundamentals. And then it's all of a sudden, oh, you have to do tricks to get points. Like, you're getting like 700 points for like get for like splashing down dunks and like all sorts of crazy stuff. It's like it just didn't. I just couldn't follow any of it, and I'm like sitting here like they didn't even explain to us what we're trying to watch here.
Exactly. Yeah. It was. I mean, like I said, like maybe if Mike, you and I were like 10 years old, it'd be the coolest thing ever. But for purposes of us being adults criticizing a kid's movie, I think it was not that great.
No, and here's the thing with the kids movie angle that you're right about, because it is intended for kids, but like kids, like if they love a movie, they're going to watch it over and over and over and over and over again. You can see it like 25 times in the span of like a month. So like how many kids do you know would actually say, I'm going to put Space Jam 2 on every single day?
Oh, I don't think that many at all.
And that's where it failed, in my opinion, because that's something where like if the kids are not like excited that they want to see it again and laugh at all the jokes again, like I don't think it worked.
Yeah, and I don't think there was that many jokes to begin with in the thing anyway.
Yeah. What was the point in the movie where you were sort of like literally sitting there, watching this thing, and then you just sit there and you just go, "What the hell's going on out here?" What was that point?
That point was just LeBron James, first off, going to like Looney Tune World. Like it was just like his animation was so strange, and why was he animated? Michael Jordan wasn't animated. Like I know it's probably different from like 96 and now, but like why was he animated? Why did he go through the whole WB? And I'm just like, this is like so boring. Yeah. I almost fell asleep a few times watching it, but
yeah. With me, I will say I knew it was product placement once I heard the rumors about it. I'm like, okay, blah, blah, I get to the basketball game. Then once I see the first of all, the Looney Tunes getting turned into 3D characters, like that combined with the like wet fire and dating time, I'm like, okay, I'm out. This is terrible. Like they just ruined any chance they had to redeem the movie.
Yeah, there's nothing that they could have done to fix it. I mean, honestly, like I was really hoping for. I know Michael Jordan would never come on, but like it would be nice to maybe like him to put away his differences and be like show up for like literally 1 second. Oh no! And then the other part was they had no Bill Murray. Like if Bill Murray isn't gonna make a small appearance on your movie is not good. Like your movie's trash. If Bill Murray does not want to come on and make a small appearance, that must say something.
Yeah, I think in terms of Michael Jordan, I'm glad you brought it up. I knew he was never going to appear in it, but the only point in the movie where I actually laughed was when they said they're in the locker room at halftime and Daffy Duck says, "Oh, I found Michael Jordan," and they give you the clothes that you found. It's Michael B. Jordan, the actor. That's the only thing that actually got me to laugh.
Oh, yeah, no, that was pretty clever, and I feel like that was the literal highlight of the entire film.
The thing was that they also made no sense. Is like they had the rules set up like, okay, where everybody who gets sucked into their phone and is actually being held hostage in there to watch the game is held in a force field outside. A, how the hell did they get Michael B. Jordan into the locker room? And then B, why didn't the writers just use Michael B. Jordan to sort of be the Bill Murray like sidekick, show up and just be on the team for the second half?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to pay Michael B. Jordan for like 2 minutes, of his time.
Yeah, I think it would have been fun, like if you had him show up there and sort of be just like trying to convince LeBron to like sort of let the Tunes do their thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because all he does, he shows up, he says Friday Night Lights, close and leaves.
Yeah, which again, why?
Yeah, because again, the 10-year-old's not going to know if like clear eyes, full hearts can't lose. They have no idea what he's talking about.
No, not even a little bit. Well, then again, it's not even like a kid-related show either.
No, it's like that one. You try and get the adults, and I don't know how many of like the Space Jam generation is intimately familiar with Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, it's more of a drama. It's not even a comedy. It's not even like super, super well known, but whatever.
Yeah, and the other thing I think is also strange about this movie is like how like traumatic this would be. Like imagine this was real life and about like hundreds of thousands of people just all of a sudden disappear into a video game and we're almost like deleted out of existence, and then they just show back up and everybody's fine with it at the end. Like, okay, I get it's a kid's movie, but no discussion of that whatsoever. Yeah,
that, and they like told people doing important things, and like that's not even like, I don't know, that just bugged me too.
Yeah, it's basically like the Space Jam mechanism here, get the fans of the game, was sort of like the blip from Endgame.
Yeah.
Where they where basically you see the the havoc going on in the post-credit scene of that movie, where like helicopters are crashing into buildings and like bus drivers are disappearing and people are really like just snapping out of existence. And here we're like, oh, okay, life goes on.
Yeah, that's a perfect summary of that, because I was thinking the same exact thing. Like, how did you not explain that at all?
Yeah, not even like any sort of reaction in the main world. Like nobody's like, aside from like LeBron's friend manager trying to get himself sucked in the phone, which also wasn't funny.
Yeah.
So let's be honest here. And we want to get the people some honesty here. And what is the grade for this movie?
I'm going to say a D minus, and that's me being nice about it, I think.
A D minus. So what's the...
I was very upset about it.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm going to the D. Because I think it's like the bar was low. Because we knew they were not going to top the original one.
Yeah.
They went way below the bar because they basically tried to disguise an infomercial as a movie.
Yeah, it was just so, like, unnecessary. And, like, think about all the time and money they spent on that. And then this is what we got.
Yeah, and I don't even know what the hell they were promoting because, like, yeah, like, there's not, like, some sort of WB movie app that you're trying to get people to sign up for. It's like HBO Max, apart from showing the movie, I don't think they were referencing many of the properties in it. It's not like we spent time with The Sopranos.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there was just, like, what, Game of Thrones? That was basically it.
Yeah, that was really it. And, like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, what did we waste our time with this for? It's like, it's just such a...
There was so much money. Yeah, so much money that went into, like, CGI, green screen, editing, like, so much post-production, which, you know, a lot of post-production people are amazing. They do, like, literal magic. But then, like, it's just, like, we're paying LeBron all this money for, like, somebody else's hard work.
Yeah, and we couldn't keep LeBron on the set, which is why LeBron's to be a cartoon for the first half of the movie. Yeah. It just literally was just so frustrating because there was potential there. I mean, let's look for it to be like a solid like B- movie. Like, yeah, you know, and I'm pretty like liberal with my ratings with movies. I like to give movies like better ratings than they deserve, but I can't with this one. This is a first for me. Yeah, I was way down this, and like I've been watching a lot of movies lately because I've been trying to get myself prepped for next week. I'm doing a special Star Wars movie ranking podcast coming up. I've been watching a lot of movies, and including some of the stuff that's come out, and like this is the worst thing I've watched so far this month. And granted, I've not rewatched episode 9 yet, but this is not the worst I've seen. I'm gonna say, like, when it comes to episode 9, I feel like episode 9 is like 20 times better than this movie. Yeah, and that's like saying something, and that was not a good movie. I watched Attack of the Clones. I would have watched that again instead of watching this again. Oh my god, that's saying something right there. Attack of the Clones, like as of right now, is the worst Star Wars movie I've ever seen. So I'm gonna. Yeah. Then again, I've not seen 9 since I saw it in theaters. I'm gonna do that again between when this podcast comes out and the next one is. So we'll see if this is. It should be a poll question. What's worse, The Rise of Skywalker or Space Jam: New Legacy? That should be my new poll for the week. That would be a good one. I'm very excited. I can't wait to contribute to that poll, but also see the results. Yeah, I want to see where that lands because I feel like I'm also one where I'm glad I had HBO Max not to spend the money for a ticket in the movie theater. Oh my god, me too. I said that like 20 times while watching it. Yeah, because I'm sitting there watching like, thank God I did not spend like $17 on a ticket to go sit and watch this movie. Yeah, exactly. Because this would have been I would have been so mad. She left before the movie was over. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty spiteful. I probably would have stayed, but if somebody else paid for it, I'd be like, let's get out of here. Yeah, for sure. And I think also like one other thing I want to ask you about before I let you go is like, have you checked out this month on Netflix the Fear Street trilogy? Oh, no. I am a baby when it comes to scary movies. And I haven't had time to watch them during the day. Yeah. But I heard they're amazing. So that's on my list. They are. I watched all 3. As friends of the podcast, John Stanko gave me a huge recommendation of that before we got into this. So I'm glad I listened to them. They were all really good. Well, I'm definitely going to watch them then because Stanko never leaves us wrong with movies. No, like you got to watch them in like part 1, part 2, part 3. You know, it does say they kind of go backwards chronologically to make sense. Okay. And it's a very, very fun franchise. I did enjoy that, and they left open the room for a 4th one down the line. So I'm excited about that. Oh, awesome! Yeah, no. If you and Stanko both are recommending these movies, sorry, I will definitely check them out. I'm not kidding. Like, I don't like being scared. To be honest with you, I have to watch scary movies at like 10 o'clock in the morning when the sun's out. I can get that, though. I did watch A Quiet Place 2 last night, like at like 10:30 at night with all the lights off, so that was fun.
Oh my God, good for you. I haven't like got up the courage to watch it yet.
Yeah, it's a solid follow up. It's about 90 minutes long, and they do get a lot in there.
Okay, well, I'll have to add that to the list too, but I'll probably add the Fear Street ones on first.
Yeah, I would do Fear Street first. They were better than A Quiet Place Part 2.
Gotcha.
All right, Sam, thanks for all the time. I really appreciate it. Before I let you go, how can people follow social media, some of the stuff you're up to?
Well, you can follow me basically anywhere. I have all the social medias, even a TikTok, but I'm not going to put that out there because I don't post anything. I like to creep. But if anybody wants to follow me at real time, it's at Twitter at SDEROS6. You can find me on Instagram at SDerosa175. And just Google Sam Derosa and see who you're going to find. Maybe a famous singer, maybe a head athletic trainer at Iona College, or me. That's like my fun new thing now.
Hey, I'm sure they'll find you on there.
Maybe.
And I also want to say you are not going to be with us this next week when we do the Star Wars movie rankings podcast, but you did contribute your list. So you want to get the people and start teasing this a little bit. Yeah. What was your favorite? What was your least favorite?
My favorite movie. I'll go with my favorite movie. It's 6. My favorite my favorite Star Wars movie is Episode 6. I don't know why. It's always been kind of like my favorite, hands down since I started watching them when I was very little. I don't have a least favorite. I have a few that are on the bottom. Episode 1 just made it back to my bottom. I used to not like it. Then I was like, oh, it's better than that. But I rewatched the series and I had a really hard time watching Episode 1.
That's funny because like when you said that, like I rewatched it, Episode 1 got better when I watched it this time around.
Episode 3 got a lot better like this time around, and I kind of feel bad for all the hate I've been spewing about it over the years.
3 is underrated. I will say that.
Right? Maybe just because I was so let down back in the movie theater that I didn't watch it for, I don't know, since the movie came out until this year. I'm like, you know what? It's not that bad.
And the other thing I think helped my appreciation of 3, and I'll get this out there to like all the Star Wars fans, that I watched Clone Wars like before I did this, a whole show. Mm-hmm. Like seeing that does add a lot of context to it, which is again a problem with the movie itself, but I think having that gave me some appreciation for the work that was done off screen with the characters.
Yeah, that I'm still working on. I think I'm on season 3 now. That's a hard one for me to finish. Like it's good. I just need to probably watch like the more important episodes to get all the information, which I'll just reach out for you for that.
Yeah, you're getting there.
Yeah, slowly but surely.
I'll give you a piece of advice on your rewatch. Anytime you see an episode that's led by droids, skip it because it doesn't matter in the end scheme.
Okay.
All right, Sam. Thanks for all the time. Thanks for all the time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much, and sorry for the fast pace. I'm for your listeners out there. I'm in the middle of the woods in New Hampshire, and I'm scared shitless. Basically, I'm sorry to curse, but I am scared. I'm sitting in my car, and I am scared.
Hey, that's dedication. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much. Hopefully, it's like the Friday the 13th, right? In the lake.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you have a good one, and thanks for having me again.